Hello, everybody, and welcome to Royalty in the Round, WrestleRoyalty.com's video podcast. We've got a great episode for you today. We're going to discuss Ronda Rousey debuting at the Royal Rumble. Kind of all knew what's going to happen, but still, very exciting. We're going to be discussing the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber. We're going to be discussing everything happening in the Women's Evolution today. You're going to love this week's episode. Check it out. Like I said in the bumper, we've got a great show today. It's going to be Ronda Rousey. It's going to be Elimination Chamber, the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber. There's so much exciting stuff happening right now. Let's just get straight to it. Kendra, Queen Kendra, our beloved monarch, what did you think about Ronda Rousey appearing at the Royal Rumble? Oh, and Highbotch too, sorry. Sorry, but she gets first dibs.
Always. The Queen is always first.
Well, thank you. I was happy she debuted, but it's, even though she was not in the match, which I would have been just pissed about, but I still think she took too much away from the women who worked so hard in that match that night.
Yeah, that's the general feeling amongst a lot of the women in the locker room, apparently. So, I'm of two minds about that. I agree that it did somewhat take away from Asuka and obviously the women's Royal Rumble match and how great it was. But at the same time, there is a part of me that thinks, and I know it sounds a little old-fashioned, but I think a part of me reckons it's just like cattiness backstage, like they're a bit... I mean, the women who have been most vocal about it are ones that have, reps of being, wanting everything to be about them. It's Sasha, it's Nikki, it's Nia. They've all had instances where, rumours floated around, they've made silly statements. So, but at the same time, I agree that, if it was everybody speaking up, if every single woman in the locker room said, I don't like this, I would put more weight towards it.
Oh, yeah.
If more people speaking out publicly, but because it's these women in particular, it makes me think like it's just a thing of, the spotlight's not on me, especially the Bellas, because they make their so.
But I agree with that. They are the loudest mouths back there. The problem is that what is everyone going to remember from this Rumble in a year?
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
You're going to remember Ronda wearing Piper's jacket, pointing.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Well,
and that's what I'm looking at.
Here's the thing, though, and nobody's really saying this. This isn't just about athletics. This isn't the AWA. This is show business before it's anything. This is sports entertainment. Heavy emphasis on the entertainment. Ronda Rousey coming out of absolutely nowhere, even though we knew she was coming, regardless of what she said, and getting in the ring when she did, is entertainment. It is. I know that sounds horrible. I'm so very sorry for the athletic part of it being compromised, but this is entertainment. That was the perfect time for her to come out for entertainment purposes, and it worked. It got people talking.
It did.
So it can't just be about the athleticism of Asuka or about Sasha Banks or anybody else. There's a show business aspect to what Vince does, and she suits that purpose perfectly.
And
I don't have a problem with it.
And purists like us, we're going to remember the Rumble anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the more casual fans are going to remember Ronda more. And that was always going to be the case. I mean, if it was just Asuka, they wouldn't have remembered, the Bellas coming back. They wouldn't have remembered, how great Sasha was in the match or all the legends returning. They probably would have just remembered Asuka winning it, because that's what that's the show business element. If Ronda hadn't come out. So the show business would have been Asuka and Charlotte and Alexa having a stare down, or Asuka beating them up and saying, I'm not going to decide who I'm going to face it, or whatever. So I think that was always kind of going to happen anyway. But,
it was. But, okay, I have to throw it out there. Everybody who's going to watch this knows how I am and that I nitpick on everything.
So do I.
I love the fact that Ronda came out without a drop of makeup on her face.
I didn't notice that.
I didn't either.
I did. All the women in that ring are made up. Mickey James looked like a hooker. I'm sorry.
She looked like Tammy Faye Baker, actually, is what I was thinking. Or like
she looked horrible.
Or because we're old. You remember the lead singer from Scandal in the 80s?
Yes.
She looked like her. It was bizarre.
It was creepy. And
yes.
But then all the women have all their makeup on, and she comes out without a drop, her hair just hanging, nothing special, no extensions. No, I loved it.
Now that you mention it,
I'm the one who loves the full-on glam, and the fact that she came out being her, that won me over.
Well, that's that's the thing that I like about having Ronda in there, because you know me, I hate like the last remnants of the divas, those last elements. Like I'm not a fan of the Bellas, so sue me. I think they're aggressive. I'm not going to harp.
Vicky's like either too.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like like the makeup, the hair, all that stuff, or the costume. I agree, which is a shame because Mickey is a bloody good wrestler, always has been. Mickey, in my opinion, Mickey should be considered in the same list as Trish and Lita, in my personal view, considering the matches she had.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Sure.
So, but you're right. I mean, it was what it was. I mean, and more to the point, further down the line, Ronda Rousey is going to put a ton of eyes on WWE.
Yes.
Specifically, there's even rumours that Triple H and Stephanie are pushing to not just make women equal to the blokes, but actually make women more focal point than the blokes
in coming
years, which could work.
I hope so.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
Yes, they really are.
You see the success in Japan. No, I keep bringing up Japan. You should see the success in Japan of promotions like Stardom. That all-female promotion.
Yeah,
they're drawing New Japan level crowds some days.
Yeah.
And it's the reason why New Japan and All Japan Wrestle One at some point, I think like last 2 years, were actually considering introducing women's divisions because women's wrestling was starting to get big there. But Stardom and a couple of promotions made it impossible because they're too big.
Wow.
So it's just women. Women's evolution's not just entertainment and Me Too movement and all stuff. It's happening in wrestling too. So
yes, oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and they can do it just as well, if not better, than the guys. And some matches, I still think, other than perhaps as of late the Tyler Bate Pete Dunne match in NXT. Other than that, the best match I've ever seen by anybody at any time, and I know I've said this already, but it's still true, Sasha and Bayley's is the best I've ever seen. Yeah. Other than the Dunn-Bate match, it's the best I've ever seen.
Wow.
That was a match.
It was that good. The emotion in it was so palpable. Yeah. It just... I was just sitting there just shaking watching it. It was just brilliant.
15,000 people in Brooklyn. I don't think two women have ever gotten a louder pop from a wrestling crowd. I don't think, and they gave every bit of it. It was that bloody good.
Oh yeah, so. and when they both got backstage, they both started to cry. It was proof that they gave it everything that they had, and some they didn't.
Oh yeah. And it wouldn't surprise me if Tripp was right there with them because he was right there with them, but emotional along with them because these are his kids. He has put so much into these kids and they're giving it right back. And I wonder, and it's off topic, but I wonder if some of them are just not feeling it as much as they did in NXT because they don't have Tripp there. They have to deal with Vince.
I know.
You may be right.
I think a lot of them are hoping with XFL, Vince steps away more and Tripp comes in more and takes over more responsibility. And I think as a fan, I hope that too, because I think Triple H, what he's doing with NXT, like he's No, like you said, Botch, it's sports entertainment. There's a heavy entertainment aspect in WWE. It's not Japan. It's not Mexico.
Yeah.
But I think NXT. I think Triple H realizes, and when he started NXT, that there was beginning to be a bit of a shift towards not in ring over entertainment like in Japan and Mexico, but a more even keel, because it's usually before NXT, WWE was like, I'd say 70% entertainment, 30% in ring. Now it's more 60-40. Like that difference is noticeable.
I'd say so.
Great.
It's even in some nights it even dribbles into the main roster, but not often enough. Like, so it's obviously noticeable. And I think even the casual fan will agree that, you know, sometimes they overdo the entertainment aspect. They need to focus more in ring. But that's that's a given. One thing about Ronda Rousey that I think is going to be that no one really has talked about yet. Transferring from the MMA world to the pro wrestling world isn't exactly seamless. Ken Shamrock has claimed that making that transfer was the hardest thing he's ever done, and this is somebody who fought people like Minoru Suzuki in Japan and nearly got killed. So this is somebody who fought the original Gracie, and he's saying. And this is somebody who, took a lot of beatings, gave out a lot of beatings, and he's saying that, making the transfer to pro wrestling was the hardest thing he ever done. And, like, the 3 years he spent in WWE was more physically taxing than, I think, like, the 10 or 11 fights he had in MMA at that point.
Wow.
Wow. It doesn't surprise me, though, what their bodies go through, both in the ring and the travel time.
Oh, yeah.
The travel is killing them. More than a lot of, different bed every night, different car, different everything.
Yeah.
It's got to kill them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they've got to cut promos, too. Of course, there are promos in MMA, but the rhythm is very different in WWE as opposed to MMA.
Ronda will get the promos in. I think she'll be okay with the promos.
I would think so.
She'll be good.
Yeah.
I think I'm more worried about it. I know she's been training at the developmental center for the last 5 months, and before that, she was at Kendrick's school, Brian Kendrick, his wrestling school, doing stuff with. I think she's also rolled around the ring with Natalia because they're close. Apparently, apparently at some point Natalia learned some judo and some jiu-jitsu off Rousey and Baszler and the MMA 4 horsewomen in exchange. Natalia taught them some shoot wrestling, some judo, because that's tantamount in the Hard Dungeon, obviously. So So I think that was a few years back, and which is why Natalia was probably the only woman in the locker defending her right now, because she's friends with them. So So Ronda has a good what's the word here? There's a good foundation, but it's going to be a challenge. And her first match will probably be at WrestleMania, obviously, and there's like 20 different options that they're currently running with. But I would hope it maybe wouldn't be one-on-one, because I think she would need somebody an experience, maybe a tag team with her and Baszler against Sasha.
What about putting her in a match with Natty? Natty and she could, they're friends. They work together outside of the ring. They work together in the gym. That seems like a natural.
Yeah, that would be an easy fit, because Natty would if Rousey's not quite ready, Natty can carry her.
Exactly, and Natty can make it look good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's a lot of women who could, though.
Yes, but their friendship, I think, is what would make the difference.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, like Natty would have more personal knowledge of Ronda's strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly.
I think she's even been in the ring with her once or twice in the performance center and Kendrick School doing drills with her. So I think that might.
Oh,
so.
Right.
In fact, I think there was actually video footage of that's when Rousey launched a website. There was something about it. There was a bit of a blurb of her training in the ring and working out at the Performance Centre and Kendrick School that everybody jumped on, which was just like 3-4 months ago. So
I missed it.
Yeah,
I'll have to find it.
It's on the site. You can. Everything we mentioned, guys, is on WrestleRoyalty.com.
Oh,
we have to
gosh.
look for it.
We're terrible human beings. It's on our site. We don't know it. Oh, we're fired.
Somehow. Sorry.
We're fired. We're both fired. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, we are. Yep.
Sorry, Mitch.
Well, I'm the only one who keeps up with this stuff. Yes. I'm the one that posts the most news, even though I thought I was going to get help with the bloody news. I never get any help from you two.
That's not true. I post a lot of news. Falsehood and such.
Well, hang on. I get some help from you, Botch. I'm starting to get help from you, Kendra, which I appreciate.
Which we've talked about.
Yes, and you are getting way better at that, by the way. So,
thank you. Well, I got, as I said, I posted too much negativity in the past.
Point take. Hey, we all have. Trust me, we all have.
Yeah.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, let's not.
Pardon me. Yeah. All right. There is another thing about the Ronda Rousey thing, and we'll do one more thing about Ronda Rousey before we continue on to Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Obviously, there's going to be a lot of mainstream press for Rousey coming in and all that. Yeah. But I'm a little concerned, even though she's done a lot of press junkets and a lot of stuff for UFC, and she probably obviously had not a morality clause or anything like that they have in WWE, but she was expected to, be okay. There are some aspects of her personal life that might get into trouble. Her husband was accused of domestic violence against his ex-wife. So she's a UFC fighter. I'm so sorry, I forget his name. I should know it. Stoniak or something. And that was a bit of a nasty thing. And apparently it got very nasty because apparently Ronda stole him from her or something, or they broke up and she immediately went after him. And so, and the ex is still digging her claws in, trying to get the husband charged. So it might, with WWE strict morality clauses, don't do anything bad. It might in the future, it might cause issues. So that's something we might need to look out for, sadly. So
I hope it doesn't cause issues just because of her being more well known.
Yeah,
I hope that fight doesn't now that she's in the E.
Yeah, because there might be a lot of we've talked privately about stuff like the Me Too movement and stuff, and how it started to leak into the wrestling world.
Yes.
80s, 90s, early 2000s, there was a lot of nasty stuff going on. I mean, I'm really shocked not hearing a lot of this. With Ronda there, and, her stuff, personal life, and all the attention that she's mainstream press is going to give WWE, people might start digging. So
that's true. They might.
Yeah.
I mean, it was about 3 or 4 months ago that a former WWE wrestler, women's champion, actually, Melina, came out and claimed that she was sexually assaulted backstage. So, I know, right?
I didn't know that.
I missed that.
Me too.
A lot of people did. But for whatever reason, it didn't make headlines. I was shocked by that.
Because there was something that appeared on Yahoo just a couple of days ago that said that Vince had been accused of it, but that prosecutors kind of went and didn't do anything.
This was like 10, 15 years ago. He was in some tanning salon, and he came onto a female.
Yeah, I remember that.
But the prosecutor, the investigators just dropped it because apparently there wasn't enough to move forward. So.
Right.
Okay.
And he's been accused of it before. I mean, Sable accused him. Who was the female ring announcer in the 80s and 90s? I think he used to wear that blue tux thing, like female ring announcer. She accused him too, I think so.
I know who you mean, but I can't think of her name.
You never know. He's been accused a few times, actually.
I know. Yeah.
That might be it. And another thing too, with the XFL, people are going to start digging in with him as well. So
yeah,
that's going to bring more attention, because the Me Too thing, it's a juggernaut. It's a force for change. Whether some cases have the pendulum's been brought back too far, like the Aziz Ansari thing, sure, but not most of it. It's pretty damn positive. It's a positive force for change, and it's not stopping it. So
good.
And you can claim some women are cashing in on it. You can claim, might get a bit of hate mail for this, but you can claim Rose McGowan somewhat cashing in because of the book and the E thing. Just chucking it out there. But it's nasty, man. So a lot of industries that need a clean house, obviously.
Well, since we're discussing this, what about the fact that Lita kept her?
Yeah, the Me Too thing on her thing.
Time's up.
Cool.
Time's up.
Yeah, I know. Like, apparently, I didn't notice it at first because she came out with those really loose-fitting cargo pants. I'm thinking, what the hell is she wearing to the ring? But then above the top, I saw the Me Too thing. I said, oh, wacko. Good on her. But apparently she had to hide. She wore a T-shirt the whole time because, like, she didn't want, like, Vince or somebody to pay to see, so now get that off or whatever. So she
I hear there's a little unhappiness backstage about the fact that she kept it hidden and then whipped it, did that.
Yeah.
Well, because she probably would have known that they wouldn't have let her wear it. So.
Yeah, they wouldn't have.
I mean, I'll put it this way. I know somebody, I still know her. She was raped many, many years ago. And she said, when you're of a certain age, the only thing you have is your sense of security. And when a man comes in and takes that from you, you're never really right again. So
no, you're not.
If this whole movement brings an end to that, or shines a light on what that really is, because it's not just a simple thing. It's like they say, well, he raped me, but there's so much more to it than that. If this can shine a light on what that really does to the human psyche, great. Yeah. Shine away. That's really the most important part of this,
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
True. Very true. All right. On to more positive things. Now, the women's evolution is continuing to roll on. We're getting the very first women's elimination chamber. Alexa Bliss will defend the title. Yep, absolutely. Clap that. Alexa Bliss will defend the title with people that have yet been named, participants. No, I'll go botch first this time. What do you reckon about the first women's elimination chamber?
Oh, this will be fun.
Absolutely.
As predicted, the women absolutely tore it up during the Women's Royal Rumble. They did it. They tore it up. They were better than the guys. I knew they would be, and they were.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sasha,
and the men's Rumble was actually quite good, too. So
it was. It was good, but I think the women were better. I really do. And I knew they would be because they had more to prove.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Sasha was an absolute machine out there.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
Can't deny it. The woman was a machine. She wasn't the only one, but she was a machine out there. It was brilliant. So you get...
The thing that...
Go ahead.
And the thing that amazed me, she had that incredible match with Asuka, which nearly killed herself doing that stupid outside dive again.
Yeah.
And even after, she lasted nearly an hour in the Royal Rumble match. So she must be sore as hell at the minute.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's got to be. But then after that happens, after they tear it up, really, there is no other place to go except for an Elimination Chamber match. I am beyond excited for this. It is going to be amazing.
Yes.
What do you think, Ken?
Well, I have been very open about the fact that I was, even though the Hell in a Cell 2016 was going to be in Boston, I didn't care to go because it wasn't interested. And then they announced Charlotte and Sasha in Hell in a Cell, and I immediately pushed them to get tickets. We were in nosebleed seats, but I wanted to be there for that first one. That's the only reason I went. And then the Royal Rumble, I actually was a little wondering if they wouldn't do an Elimination Chamber because it's could be a real bloody mess. Bloody being the optimal word. But After seeing the Rumble, after seeing the Hell in the Cell, I know they can do it.
Yeah.
My only question is anyone going to be able to get through Nia in there?
I wouldn't be surprised if Nia did a spot where she goes through one of the pods, because she has the side of that. And then after that happens, someone will drag her out and pin her. I think that will probably be the way that she'll get.
I'll give you that.
That would be that. If I was booking it, that's how I would book it.
And is somebody coming off the top of the pod, like RVD? Who would that be?
Oh, Sasha, she's nuts. She would do it.
She would do it.
She would do it in a minute.
I wonder if...
Yes, she would. Especially after that table didn't break under her in Hell in a Cell. Oh, that hurt. The noise. I don't think the noise made it through on TV. It was nasty.
It had to be grisly. Yeah.
It was.
I reckon because she's so short, I reckon Alexa Bliss could stand on top of the pods, not hit the roof, and still get Twisted Bliss off that thing.
But would she do it, though?
I think maybe. I'm not sure. I think she might not be that crazy. I think she might say, nah, maybe not.
Because I think Sasha's that nuts, and I think Bayley's that nuts, too.
Mm.
I think either of them would do it, because they're insane, in the best way.
Mm. I mean, we talk about how...
What's that?
You said Sasha and who?
I think Sasha and Bayley would do it.
Oh, Bayley would.
Oh, Bayley would do it in a heartbeat. She doesn't care. She's all about, like, giving the fans whatever. That's her MO.
Yeah.
She'd do it in a heartbeat. That's no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She might win the fans back after something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Not for long, but...
Well, that's not her fault. That's her booking you.
It's booking. All booking.
Yeah.
She's having issues, too. She's not coming across well. I get that. But
90% of it.
It's just too stagnant. It's too Cena. It's too blah.
She gets on the mic and she doesn't know what to do anymore. She's lost the plot completely on the mic.
She's been booked so horribly, her confidence is shattered, dude.
That could be.
It goes right back to what I said earlier. Triple H versus Vince.
Yeah. True. I agree.
Yeah. The thing about Elimination Chamber is we're not talking about the original chamber here. We're talking about the new chamber that I introduced last year that's got padding on the steel grates on the floor. You know, it's higher. It's a different construction. It's a safer construction. So I think obviously it's going to be dangerous for them, but I don't think it's going to be as dangerous as people think. So
they'll make it look dangerous because they want to make a statement. They will make it dangerous. They will make it fun. They will make it all the things it needs to be, and probably even a whole lot more.
Probably.
Because they can do things that the men can't do.
Accurate.
Exactly. Yeah. True. Very, very true.
I'm beyond excited for this. This is going to be great. Again, as I said before, I'll make the same claim about this as I made about the Royal Rumble. This will be the best Elimination Chamber match any of us has ever seen.
I agree.
Why possibly? That could happen.
They're going to kill it. It's going to be great. I'm excited to see this. They're going to kill.
It's going to be grouse. Well, I think that's all we have time for this week's edition of Royalty in the Round. We've discussed everything we need to discuss. We've hyped everything. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook, Follow us on Twitter. Big things are going to be coming. Stay tuned. I'm Sir Mitch. That's Kendra Bunyan. That's Sir Botch. Peace out. Take care, guys. 2 swears.